Hello and welcome back to the channel, everybody. My name is Dark Sage Walk, and okay, jazz soundtrack. It feels like it's been a while. Not since I've played Wizard of Legend, but since I've had a soundtrack other than just the base soundtrack going. Pardon me. Okay, I just lost my train of thought there because I just finished eating. And now my body just wants to expel gas. Sorry if that was TMI, but sometimes you just gotta come out and say what you're thinking. So today's run is going to be one where I try to make something out of perforating jet. Now, one thing that was brought up as I was talking about, as in those of us in the conversation were discussing, is that perforating jet does a pretty good job of destroying projectiles. So I figured, okay, you know what? Let's give this a try. See if I find that this is a thing. And if it's not a thing, then, we'll just kind of correct the ledger and move on. But I want to say I do think it is a thing. And it's one of those things where I just want to try it out just to make sure. And I think we are going to be running with the spray crap everywhere build. Yeah, there we go. Spray crap everywhere. Or if I want a dash that also sprays crap everywhere, I could do Flare Rush. That one would be good for just spraying crap around. Yeah, I suppose Tunneling Drive and Wind Salvo could, but those ones suck so bad. Bubble Blast, but again, not the strongest. But it does spray crap everywhere. Or Frostwing also sprays crap everywhere. Woo! Yep. I don't know. I think I'm going to try that. See what I think of it. Let's see. We are going to want as much critical hit as possible, so we're taking the monocle. Alright. So, how's everybody doing? Everyone having a good time? I hope you're having a good time. I am not sure if I'm having a good time or not, but you know what? I'm not at work, and that's the most important part. Now, I say that with no disdain because it was not a bad day. It was just a day, and it was really boring. I think that's the takeaway here. It's not that I had to work, it's just that work was really boring. So take that for what it's worth. Oh, we've got fun. We've got fun. We've got seasons in the sun. Look at these relics. My goodness. Okay, well, we're definitely taking the Ring of Reserves. Then we'll probably want Dice of the Nemesis, since this is critical hit. And a lot of this is also going to be... Alright, well, I guess their tunneling drive can break my projectiles. So that's fun. Honestly, I'm just happy to be playing a game. I am also thinking that the Ancient Fountain Pen would be a great choice. Okay, Dynamic Disarray upgrade, that's nice. I want to wait on that, though. Before I pick it up, I want to wait. And I want to see if there's... Okay, I wanted to see if there was a reason to wait. There isn't. So, now the question is, what relic do I pick up? Like, I'm leaning towards the glass cannon, but I will pick this up. No, the Wanderer's mechanism isn't there, so... I think the glass cannon is our best bet, and yes, that does mean I go through the entire run with less health. But we're also really early in the run, and we can't afford to be giving up too much money. But you know, that is A-okay. Okay, one thing I am noticing is that I'm getting signature charge very quickly. So let's go ahead and grab Dynamic Disarray upgrade. Then we're going to come back here. We definitely want this. And I'm pretty sure we'll be able to make enough money to get the Ancient Fountain Pen as well. So we'll be off to a great start. Now, let me circle back around and say that, yes, I remember that I was going to talk about one of my recent characters. And it makes a lot of sense, considering that the character in question is also a ranged fighter. Now, keep in mind, the last game we were doing is very... Oh, no, you don't. Okay, it kind of breaks projectiles. Not as effectively as I was made to believe, but it kind of breaks projectiles. But the character in question is one that I actually modeled initially off of Yoko Littner from the anime Gurren Lagann, which, yeah, I know that's a kind of an older one, but, I mean, are we... Alright, so let's just get this out of the way about how effectively Perforating Jet stops projectiles. It stops them, but... Sorry, shifting in my chair again. But not any better than any other projectile does when it clashes with another projectile. So I don't know if that's something that I misinterpreted from the fellas in my Discord who were talking about this. But yeah, it's not stopping projectiles any better than any other spell. So yeah. So let's get back to what I was saying about my character. So in the idea that I was modeling her after Yoko Littner from Gurren Lagann, I also decided to give her a Japanese first name, or given name, with a more or less English surname. So her full name is Shiori Blackmore. And I don't know about anyone else, but I thought it was a cool name. Okay, so we're going to upgrade the jet. then it's up to me to decide whether or not I want to grab anything else. Like, I like the idea of Arc Sphere as a nice little, like, still trap, but I want to wait and see if there's anything coming up from Anders that would really help. Like, he already gave me, like, a blockbuster lineup of relics. So one of the other ideas that I was using when I was designing the characters, I was kind of designing like an X-Men sort of thing, because the characters are like, the game itself was modeled after essentially like the Super Sentai or Power Rangers. So characters had, like, essentially a Power Rangers transformation where they got, like, special suits and armor and whatnot. So, along with the idea that everyone had powers, essentially, I also wanted to play around with that idea a little bit. I'm gonna grab that. And I suggested that maybe one of the things that sets Shiori apart from some of the other characters... Let me see. Is there a reason for me to take water? No, there isn't. Isn't really much of a reason for me to take lightning, either. Ugh. Honestly, I don't really want anything here, so is there another relic I want to take with me? Yes and no. I kind of want to... You know what? I'll grab the Arcana Rewards card. So what I did with Shiori is I gave her and I ran this by our DM because he was also running within the same game a kind of alternate group of characters that were like X-Men style mutants. Like they all had some sort of innate power, so that was awful. So I decided to design her around that group of characters. And what ended up happening is that she ended up getting an innate ability to control wind, which, because she was a sniper... I'm not going to say was, because I can still use the character. What that essentially led her to being able to do is designing... Not designing, but using her winds to do things like create like a vacuum between her and her opponents that she can use to improve the accuracy and damage of her shots. So, I mean, on top of the idea that she's a sharpshooter, she also, like, literally has a tailwind at her back at all times if she wants it. And yeah, I think the character worked out pretty well. Like, having innate ability to control wind also means that she can do things like make super jumps, you know, Splatoon style, just without ink, but with wind. And yeah, I suppose if you want to make the joke of, look at her break the wind, you know, it's set up for you. I actually made the joke for you, so hey, there you go. Holy Jesus, that was just everything that could possibly go wrong went wrong all at once. Okay, that's not good. Okay, well we've got Strongman's Hammer now, which is nice. Though, not necessarily the greatest thing I could pick up. But it's not bad either. Okay, well I have to pick this up, otherwise I'm in deep trouble. Yeah, it's about the best thing I can grab, so I'm gonna grab it. Oops, shouldn't have fired that off. I might need that. But one of the reasons why I really liked her, and again, I shouldn't use it as past tense because I can pick this character back up, is that she's a very peppy, upbeat character. Like, a lot of the things that she would do, or that she would say, were mostly there just because she felt like making a joke. And, you know, there were times in which that might not have been the most appropriate response to a situation, but she always liked to make little cheesy, lighthearted jokes. And, you know, you'll come to find that that's kind of that's a thing that I like with characters, is when they're, you know, peppy and positive and upbeat. I guess I just like that character archetype. I like it when a character can be really positive, like, even in the face of certain danger. Like, I remember a lot of people, when Final Fantasy XIII first came out, really hated the character of Vanille just because she was just really annoying to them. And I was like, okay, yeah, I get that, but hear me out. What if a character was allowed to just be positive? And that was one of the things I really liked about Vanille, is that she was always so peppy and upbeat. Like, I get that people can find characters like that annoying, but here's the thing, people can find characters that are just totally negative, like mean-spirited edgelords, really annoying too. Or like really snarky, overconfident characters like Dante from Devil May Cry. Which, by the way, spoiler alert, I like that character archetype too. Oh, why you do this to me, game? Oh, I hate rooms like this so much. Hey, could you maybe give me something that helps boost my critical hit percentage? Like, Strongman's Hammer is nice, but this whole build was centered around doing critical hits. Is there anything here I like? There are things here that I like, but it's kind of hard to make them work on a long range build. And there are plenty of things here that Freya is going to resist, so... I mean, she won't resist the line shock agents, but that takes away from some of my ability to charge signature. And that's one of the things that this run is really good at. Okay, getting tired of you guys. Because the last part of the game that we did was taken... I say was because in this case we kind of left on a bit of a cliffhanger, but because the last part of the game was taking place in kind of an urban setting, and this is obviously a very, like, modern-day character, she was kind of thriving in that setting. Well, we definitely want more fairies at our side. There's really nothing else here that helps. Except for the healing potion. Bet you thought I was going to forget about that, didn't you? Alright, unfortunately, nothing else here is really all that interesting. Like, I could take Rushing Typhoon, but I kinda don't want to be in range of my enemies all that much. So, yeah. We've somehow managed to make it, and it's going to be through 2 bosses, without picking up any other Arcana. And don't get me wrong, there were Arcana that I did want to pick up, but that was on the floor where I just got inundated, like literally assaulted with things that I wanted to buy from Anders. Oh, that was fast. Ugh, no thanks. Alright, so we've still picked up no extra Arcana. Like, we're starting to get to the point where we're willing to take anything. Like, I've never seen this Arcana. What does it do? It just throws a coconut at your enemy's face. You know what? I'll do that. I would like to throw coconuts. That will be of no use to me unless we also find the other one. I know, that was That was really, really well thought out. A beautiful sentence on my behalf. The other one. But no, unless I can get the full poem of Fiery Rhyme, probably nothing I'm going to actually pick up. Okay, admittedly, we have a very strong build, but the real question is it because of or in spite of Perforating Jet? Because that was part of the reason why I wanted to do this build in the first place, is to give Perforating Jet another shot, because I had heard it was really good at stopping projectiles, and yeah, for those of you who are wondering how that's worked out, it doesn't stop projectiles any better than any other projectile. It's just that there's a lot of them. That's it. There's just a bunch of them. Oh, Flame Fusion or Erupting Cannonade. Yes, I know that she's going to resist both of these. I mean, I think you go with Flame Fusion. Interestingly, this ended up being another very toasty run. Lots of fire. Fire, fire everywhere, and not a drop to drink. In case you're wondering what's up with quoting Willy Wonka so much, there's that new Willy Wonka movie that's coming out, and like, I don't know how I feel about it yet, because the last time they tried to do something different with Willy Wonka, it ended up being kind of a shit show. But at the same time, like, I'm interested just because I love Willy Wonka. Like, so much. But now let's get back to talking about my character Shiori, and one of the character quirks that really made my DM just kind of go, okay, I like this character. And it's sometimes when you design a character, it ends up being something really minor that the character does that makes that gives people an interest in the character in the first place, and that's what this is. Like, this is not a major quirk of the character, but she has a collection that she likes to keep up with. And that collection is a collection of rubber ducks. Like, every time she stops to talk to a merchant or a trader, one of the things that she would always do is say, "Hey, do you have anything interesting for my collection?" And it got to the point where our DM was actually keeping notes about like a collection of rubber ducks in the world that they were like legit collector's items. And it was really funny, but it was also a very endearing part of the character, because yeah, generally when people like to make character quirks, they're either like all in on going with lots of negative traits because, oh, it's gonna make my character so blah blah blah. It's like, I don't entirely know what blah 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 means, but if you're trying to just turn up the sadness meter, I mean, there are other ways to do it than just making your character really horribly pathetic at something. I kind of want to pick up something to power up my Curse Eater's Mask, but at the same time, it's far from necessary. Like, we're already doing just fine. Like, that 12% bonus to critical hit rate is doing just fine. So, yeah, she's a character that I would be plenty happy to bring back to another game. It's just a matter of finding a game that suits her well enough. Like, obviously, unless we're doing some sort of, like, you know, traveling through time and space kind of game, obviously I'm not going to try to bring her back into like a medieval scenario, because her weapon would be way overpowered in a scenario like that. But yeah, if we can find another like modern day kind of semi-urban scenario for her to be a part of, I would love to use that character again. But our DM also pointed out that the Power Rangers game that we were doing was really more of a Monster of the Week thing, and there wasn't much of a story to get out of it. So he decided to have us throw together characters for more of like a Star Fox / Star Wars kind of space opera sort of thing. So right now, I am in the process of designing a character to go along with that. Oh, why did I think I could do that? Alright, I'm going to explain exactly why I thought I could do that, and that is because that's how you dodge attacks in Astral Ascent, because your dodge has invulnerability frames. Don't ask me why I don't ever get, like, Dead Cells mechanics mixed up for Wizard of Legend mechanics. It's... Okay, anything here that I like? Yes, I like this. I also like that Sidewinder's badge. And this would have been nice to have way earlier in the run. Anything I want to drop for the Sidewinder's badge? I mean, at this point, it really doesn't make that much of a difference. How about we drop... Oh, wait. You know what? No, because this has a chance to increase stun. I think that's more important. Ow. Yeah, take that. Oh, just because of the stupid no flash agents, everything kind of fell apart there at the end. I was having such a good fight. Dark Sage, you say that as if you lost. No, I mean, I won, but I wanted to win more cleanly, if that makes sense. But yeah, that was my perforating jet attempt, and and going with whether or not I was going to debunk that whole strong defending against projectiles. Hint, not any better than anything else. It's only because there's so many of them, guys. Let's not get bent out of shape. And yeah, I hope to bring you news as to what my new character is going to be like. The only thing I know is that she is going to be a warlock by the name of Venus. I haven't yet determined everything about the character yet, but I look forward to getting the chance to use this character and seeing, because this is going to be kind of like a Star Wars space opera sort of thing, I look forward to designing her ship. I don't know if it's going to be like the Arwen, the Wolfen, the R-Wing, not the Arwen. I also have Lord of the Rings on my brain, as you can tell. But I don't know if it's going to be like the R-Wing, the Wolfen, like a TIE fighter, or if I'm going to end up designing something completely different. This is me we're talking about, so I'm very much thinking that I want to fly a giant obtuse triangle and just drop unmitigated fart pellets on my enemies. I don't know. I'm still working on that one, but guys, thank you very much for continuing to support my channel and watching my videos. I really appreciate you coming and spending your free time here with me today. My next Wizard of Legend run will be a class build, so I'm going to be getting back into that. So I hope you guys are looking forward to that. I hope you're having a fantastic day or night wherever you may happen to be. And I will catch you in the next one. My name is Dark Sage Walker, and you take care, everybody.